So you were saying?
Yeah, Roland. We saw Ayawaso West Wuogon, we saw the 2020 elections, and even in their primaries. And yet we are not hearing the voices of Reverend Mate. We are not hearing the voices of those who used to speak. And we are going into December. We have, how many? 10 months on. Everybody is quiet. In the MPP just ended, a minister, a member of parliament, telling the police that is supposed to intervene, be in between, telling the police, exactly, telling the police that he's going to beat somebody, his contender, the person that is contesting him, and that he should leave town.
I was shocked. The police did.
Roland, democracy. We are practicing democracy, and we are hearing ministers of states, members of parliament doing this. Look at what happened in Yendi. So when the MPP say they are going to break the 8, we all know what they are going to. I told you three strategy. They are going to still using the EC. They are going to use violence, and the next thing is to buy voters. But Roland, since the rational voices and the very loud voices during President Mohammed's time are now so silent, we are telling them that their silence is too loud. Because we, the NDC, we represent the good people of this country. We know their plight, and we will not, Roland, for 1 minute, allow this government to steal the verdict of Ghanaians. We will protect their votes. You see, I always say that the psychology of the Ghanaian voter is with this 8-year thing. So 2020, we were a little bit considerate, because the psychology of the Ghanaian voter was like, oh, let us allow them. So the party, and we birthed this democracy. We didn't want to do anything to jeopardize the democracy. But 2024, no matter what, they can kill themselves in their primaries. And all the rational and the reasonable voices who used to talk during our time are quiet. But in the main election, the EC, the police, whoever, the votes of the ordinary Ghanaian will be counted, and the choice of the Ghanaian will be given to them. We will not allow them, Roland, we will not allow them to use violence in these elections.
Okay. Any lessons and then fears that you have, or based on your observations since the Ayawaso West Wuogon running into 2020 and even the various elections we've had subsequently, that gives you some fears about insecurity that we could experience if things are not put in place by December?
You see, Roland, thank you. Initially, I had those fears, but the by-elections that we had, at least there was some sanity. And if the police is going to go the same way, but it became a bit problematic, and I started having doubts when I saw the video of Katie Hammond. Because the police was just standing there. Because you see, in a very disciplined jurisdiction, even the thought of wanting to harm somebody is a crime. And once it comes out of your mouth, it is deemed as if you have done it. But the police was rather patronizing him, trying to beg him. So
placating him.
Yes. So let's assume that he actually, was able to exact whatever he wanted to do. He would have brought some form of violence, because the man, whoever it is, his opponent too has supporters, and there would have been a clash. Seriously, Roland, I always say it and I'll never stop saying it. Elections in this country should not take the life of anybody, should not allow anybody to be maimed. You see, the MPP should understand that their time is up. This forcing to break the 8, break this, break that, it's what are they breaking the 8 for? Simple procedure. This is administrative procedure. I don't
understand. They shouldn't campaign.
No, you can campaign, but this by force, you want to be there. Everything is bad. Do you get me?
You mean everything is basa? So as a result of that, they have no right to say that they'll win?
You don't have a right to say, because it means when you say that, if you say that it is not basa, then it means you don't even respect Ghanaians. What's basa? Then it means you don't even know what is going on. Then it means you yourself, you have lost touch with reality. Because nothing is going on right. We are in some form of chaotic situation. We are in a situation where the center cannot hold. How can even a finance minister himself write a memo concerning release of funds for GFA? You yourself, how did he get the line item? This shows that there's total confusion. The person who is going to IMF, the person who is under the stress.
We're at IMF.
Yes, but he is the one leading the IMF. Do you get me? If I say going to, it means that he is the one going to IMF to do the negotiation. He sees the numbers, he sees the figures we don't see. How bad it is. And he himself writes a memo. Release that this amount of money should be released. How is that? So it means that, Roland, we are in a total confusion. So this government should not force it that they are going to do what? They are going to win the election and using every means possible. Now they are going to use, they want to use the EC, talking about changing of dates, November and all that. Meanwhile, you are the same people who in 2016 said you didn't want it to happen and you actually voted against it. I'm doing my investigations on that matter. In Parliament, you voted against it.
And your investigation should lead to
for us to know why the reasons they gave that they didn't do. Why are they doing it now? They should tell us who is
you think there's an ulterior agenda?
Of course, why not? There's an agenda. Anytime the government pushes something, it's an agenda. For instance, I heard Boss Manasayo said that 60% of the parties in IPAC agreed. It is not true. It is not true. You should come and give us which parties agreed.
And all these things are making you worried.
Yes, it's making me worried. Why are they pushing it at this last minute? Do you get me? So it means that what is making it worrisome is that it means that whatever they would do to be in power, they don't care about the Ghanaian. And that is why 8 people have died, and after 4 years, we don't know who killed them. We don't know who killed them till today. They are dead. We don't know who killed them.
Rabbi, there seems to be, despite all the assurances by IGP Ekufu Dampare, that the fear is still there.
Roland, sometimes I get confused as to which political party is Nanaya representing. Whether she's still with the CPP, she's now with the NDC, or she's
what has that got to
she's
do
on
with
her
anything?
own. I get confused.
Why?
Honestly.
So I introduced
Because of
I introduced her as executive director of COSECA,
but I'm a political
a
analyst,
a think tank, and then a former general secretary.
Wait.
Okay.
Let me answer her.
Oh, no. I'm just asking, please. You had your
I'm
time.
also a
You
Ghanaian
had your
who is
time.
interested
I just
in
asked.
whatever
You
happened.
The
had
governance.
your time.
Yes, the governance
I was
process of
actually
this
asking
nation.
Roland, because
You
he's
get-
the moderator of the
any
program.
person who is
I'm
on the streets
asking
of this
Roland,
nation has an interest in what happened.
I am asking Roland
Check
because
here.
it's really confusing.
About
Sometimes
what?
the tangent she picks, it's so confusing.
What
But I'll
is
leave it there.
confusing?
Then we'll talk
Okay,
about that
so
later.
let me clarify. Since we invited her here
Yes.
as a production team,
Yes.
beyond her being a former general secretary of the CPP, we invited here as a panelist, and I think that
That is not
for-
your
for
this thing to
ed-
talk
I
about.
just asked
For-
a
I am
harmless question.
no, you
My
are
question
not.
is harmless.
You
So-
are attacking
Harmless.
my personality.
What did I
Stick
say?
to
I
the
just
issue.
asked a harmless question.
It is
so let me
none of your
clarify.
business.
So for our own
Young
independence
woman,
and editorial discretion.
Let me tell you,
What is
young woman,
happening?
it is
What
none of
exactly
your
is- if
business
she's
the way I
sitting with the
speak or how.
NDC, if she's here with the
it is
NDC, we
none
get it
of
clear.
your business.
If
She
she's
says that-
seated-
she says
she
that
just
you-
answered. I asked a
It
harmless
is none
question.
of your
She just
business.
answered.
She says that
Seriously.
she says
Young
that it should be
woman,
none of your
stay in
business.
your lane.
She has a right to an
Young woman,
opinion.
stay in
I
your lane.
have the right
All right.
equally to find
I am.
out.
All right,
It is
all
none
right.
of
I
your
have the
business.
right to
Look
find
at
out.
your mess.
I have the right
mess
to
that
ask
you have
questions
caused.
that I don't understand.
Please close the port for me. Okay.
I find it not out of place.
Please
to
don't attack her
find out.
personality.
I
That's
just
okay.
don't attack.
Because when she was
Let's
talking,
ask.
she didn't
Yes,
refer
yes,
to
I
you.
didn't refer to you.
Let's respect
Oh,
that.
really? You
Let's
have
respect
all the
that.
response she gave me. She
I
didn't
did
refer
No,
to
she
me.
didn't mention your name.
I
She
don't-
referred to the government.
No,
She referred to the
no,
government.
it is
She
not
didn't
true.
Not only today.
No, let's be fair.
All
Please,
the
I
time.
beg you, don't
All
go
the
there.
time. Even last
Young
time,
woman.
Nanaya went as far as correcting
I am
me
nice-
on set grammatically.
I am
All
nice
this, I
to you
didn't take
because it is
I
you.
never took it hard.
It got
I
nothing
just
to
asked
do
a
with what we're
harmless
talking
question.
about.
So
What
look,
do you mean?
if you say it's not fair, then she hasn't been fair to me even in previous
That I'll
discussions.
correct you. I'll continue. I'll let
No,
you
no,
continue
yeah.
saying
That's
the
okay.
things
She
that
says
are
that
not right.
she says that you can
she does
talk, but
mention me.
don't attack her personality.
I
That's what she
haven't.
said.
I
What do
just
you
asked
mean?
the harmless question. I just asked.
You have to have some
Is she with the
respect.
NDC now?
It is
or she
none
is
of
on
your
her
business.
own?
Okay.
Whoever I am,
so
is it?
harmless.
Am I your daughter?
So
This
you've
is
asked
so
the question.
harmless. This
Her
is so
response.
harmless.
Her response is
Perfect.
it is none of
Stay
your
in your
Thank
lane.
you
It's
for
none
giving
of
me
your
the response.
business.
Thanks for the response. But I say I asked a harmless question
It is
and I've
not
been
harmless.
answered.
That is
And
what you
I'm
people
glad
have
that
been
I
doing.
have been answered.
You spent 5 minutes.
No issues.
just
It's part of
heckling
the
Nanea.
process. It's part of
unfair.
the process.
It is very unfair.
It's part of the process.
You people should stop attacking me.
No,
Asking questions is part of the process.
Which is what?
You should encourage to know somebody's position.
you have to.
I only asked.
I asked you a categorical question.
And I did.
And it's about Ayawaso West Wuogon, about
Yes, and the eight people who are there.
I am free to preempt my submission with any approach I want to do, of course.
She says she doesn't want you referring and attacking her personally.
I'm not attacking. It's just a harmless question I did. If I were, I would say,
to what end and purpose?
To what purpose?
To help my submission, to guide what I'm coming to say.
But it's not about me. Your submission is
to guide
not
what
about
I
me.
am coming to say. But I'm
okay.
responding to what you just said. So if I'm finding out exactly what your position is, it will
what's
guide
your
what I am
none
saying.
of your
So my
business.
point-
To the question.
She's still talking. How do I make my point? How do I talk? So what I am saying is that
Whether I'm NDC, I'm
Oh my
CPP,
God.
I'm KYC, it is none of your business. I want you to
need
withdraw
know
that.
so that
It is
it will-
none
it
of
will-
your
it will-
business.
We were talking about contextualizing everything we say here, so that
If you
I'll
don't
be
have
able
anything to
speak
say,
in
just
context.
shut up.
There is no way I'll have nothing to say. Of
Then-
course,
then say
there
something
is no way
sensible.
I'll have nothing to say.
All right,
So
please
Roland,
go ahead.
what I am saying is that for us in the NPP, we have seen and we are still watching. I'm starting from the end of Mago. In recent times, and I'm pretty sure she knows, when we talk about internal party violence, there is nobody in this country that wouldn't give NDC that card to say, look, you have won it. You have been beating yourselves up. The most recent one we all know is from my own home. Her best friend, her very good friend, Shamima, was beaten simply because, as we speak, they can't even hold a 30 minutes discussion on the way forward to election 2024 in the region. Azoka came to Savannah region. I was then the deputy Nasarawa coordinator, Northern region. When we went to take data of non-indigenous people or settler party people in the area, he said when we come, they should finish us. The so-called cleaning exercise they went to do at the former president's office, we saw clear brandishing of cutlasses, all sorts of
No, but clinics, what are you expecting? Bulldozers.
Oh, did you see the bow and arrow? Did you see that? Did you see the war regalia they were wearing? Where I come from, if anybody wears that, if you do a video saying Nsukozo mun carry the su in Hausa, it simply tells you the person is in a war mood. We have seen several of that. Now back to my party. We did our polling station organization, we did the constituency stage organization, we did regional, we did national, we did orphan constituency, and we did the flag bearer, and now the incumbent MPs. I can say on authority that in terms of organization, in terms of planning, in terms of knowing what we are out for, the NDC cannot take it from us. We have in place a very formidable committee that looks into issues of discipline. Yes, in elections, tempers will certainly rise. People will go overboard. People will make utterances that probably would be unfortunate. But what is most important is the decision of the party to take it up and address it. Roland, we did it beautifully. Everything went well from all these stages I mentioned. We weren't having a struggle between what a delegate list and our album is. No, we never did that. We were so certain. We had our album. The delegates were so comfortable with the processes the General Secretary and all other national executives have put in place. And on this note, I will say very good morning to Mr. Justin Frimpong Kodia. He has actually demonstrated leadership.
What's the point,
with the rest of the law. I am saying that we have done it. We have been doing it, and we would have a very
Are you
free,
saying that the MPs
with
are
the
saints?
leadership. I'm not saying nobody is a
What
saint.
led, what led,
With the
what led
leadership,
to Alan Chamantin splitting from the party?
the satisfaction will certainly come. It didn't mean anybody beat up somebody. It didn't mean he was
his agents
abused
were not
aggressively.
beaten.
What
even led to the phrase,
every election?
I'll give you a showdown.
Do you want me to show you videos of other political parties that finished their election with beating each other, breaking
I
offices
allowed
and
you.
all that?
You made
So
references,
what
and
I
I'm
am
saying that,
is
but now you are whitewashed, and I'm saying that, is it not that our political landscape is awash with violence?
What you call whitewashing is just an attempt to make reference and comparison.
Me.
You may call it whitewashing. I am just giving you a comparative situation. That's what I am doing.
Based on your perspective.
Yes, of course, yes. And I am telling you that we have been doing it. We have done it. And even this pending election will be done very peacefully. Anybody that has some doubt or some kind of skepticism about how we would go about it should know that we have a very great leader like Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is very selfless, who is coming with bold decisions. And on the 4th, when you join us at the UPSC, you would hear him loud and clear,
What's
even
happening on
in
the
your
4th?
house. Yeah, he is coming to tell us the way forward,
What's the
his
event?
preparedness. He's coming to speak to us.
A lecture?
Call it a lecture, call it an address. What I am saying is that we are focused, we are very organized people, and we are assuring Ghanaians that we are bringing to them a very peaceful election. They went to IPAC. I don't even know why they chose to come back, because they walked out of IPAC. They went and they saw that they went and they saw. I say, and I'll repeat it, that I don't understand why the NDC chose to step out of IPAC at the first place. Now they are back, and we don't even know whether tomorrow they will be coming back on, or they will say they are going, or what.
Key agitations they had.
The agitations, yes.
Key among them were the killings that took place
I'm
in
not saying they
2020.
shouldn't make agitations. I'm not saying they shouldn't ask or they shouldn't probe into whatever is happening. But staying on the table to face the reality is mostly far better than walking out and staging a walkout. That is what I am saying. I hope they don't come back to tell us they wouldn't do again. When you sit to deliberate, you face the issues, you don't get angry and move away. That's what I am just saying.
Right.
Whether maturity or not maturity.
Did you
Today
see,
is not the first encounter with me on the set.
Ayawaso
We have been
West
talking
Wuogon?
all the time. You say?
Did you see the Ayawaso West Wuogon videos of the beatings?
Yeah, very
How
unfortunate.
did you feel as a political
So bad, so bad,
All right.
so
Rabbi,
bad. Yeah.
Rabbi, thank you for joining us this morning. And also we have Margaret Anse Mago, as she is known in the political circles, and Nanaya Jantwa. Nanaya Chempin-Jantwa is a former General Secretary of the Convention People's Party and currently the Executive Director for the think tank COSECA. Thank you for joining us, ladies. I've enjoyed the conversation. The next time, if I want to bring an external third party, it will be a lady as well. I promise to do that. And then Nanaya Brefo, welcome to Media General. And of course, Nanaya Brefo, experienced broadcaster, is going to be with Onua FM and Onua TV, so make sure you catch them live as well subsequently. And for many of you who have sent us the messages, we encourage you that the cash out. Tomorrow we're going to have a great bonanza here, 5,000 in excess. It's a Friday. Let's enjoy some time. Malam Hassan says, IPAC is in the creation of the MPP for them to decide who and when to attend meetings. Can I read messages, Rabbi? Kobla says, I salute Hajia for her great submission. Unlike Nanea Jantwe Mago, they didn't. Who is that? Somebody on our Facebook stream. And then also New Boy Jefferson also sent us some messages. And okay. So we have a couple of messages more as well. This political equalization won't help us as a country. NDC was voted out sake of such spendings. Exactly. Now, Bright Tete says, CAF pays for accommodation. And then also, as we do the cash out and ready for it to be done, let me just read. Kwesi Mensah in the US says, Rabbi is very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Please. And says I should do some correction, and we did the correction on the flight that took the money to Brazil was a Ghana Air Force flight. And then also we have this one from Erica Shalibuche. All lizards lie flat on their stomach, and it is difficult to